What's going on there, YouTube? Let's try this again without all the noise, right? So guys, I'm going to take you on a little adventure here, and there's something pretty interesting opportunity. As you all know, those of you who have been watching the channel anyway know, I've been keeping my eye out on what's going on in the used Hellcat market, and saw something really interesting, man. You know, when you're looking for cars, used cars, it's very important to look at how long a car has been sitting on a lot. And I saw, just in part of my normal search, I saw something that was listed. It's a 15 Challenger Hellcat. It's black. It's got about 10,000 miles on it, and it's at a dealership not far from me. And I saw it, and it dawned on me, I was like, is that the same one that I saw back when I was filming a video with my son there back this past summer, like 7 months ago? Can't be the same one. So I take a look online, and I'm looking at the pictures, and yes, it is the same one. And that was confirmed when I looked at the Carfax report, which said that the car has been there at that dealership since October of 2016. It is now, what we're going on February now, of 2018. So this thing has been there for 16 months, all right? Which gives me, the buyer, a lot of potentially some leverage in terms of moving that price downward, because right now they have this 10,000 miles on this Challenger. It's got this interior here, tan interior, which is awesome, but no sunroof. It's 6-speed manual, which drops the price a little bit too. And yeah, that's about it. Aside from that, everything looks fine from what I could see. They're asking $51,000 for it, which is higher than what some other comps are in the area and in the region. Okay, so right now, for example, and I think if you looked at one of my last videos, in Charlotte, North Carolina, which is just a couple of hours from here, they were selling a 15 Challenger Hellcat just like this, nearly identical, with 275 miles on it, and they were asking $50,000 for it. Brand new car, not even in the break-in period yet, and they were asking $50,000 for it, and of course it went. But there are a number of other ones out there that, you know, varying mileage that are under 50,000. So this one's a little high, especially if you consider the fact that it is been sitting there a long time. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go up and I'm gonna check it out, and I'm going to maybe go on a little test drive, maybe talk a little turkey, see what we could do here. I mean, I'm really happy with my SRT that I have now, but you know me, man. I'm always looking, man. Every night I'm always looking, and you know, every year or so I trade in. So I'm thinking about it. You know, what's the keeper going to be? I'm not really into black. This is a black one. It's black wheels, but I could get the car wrapped, and I could keep my wheels, I'm sure. And though it doesn't have a sunroof, I guess I can live with that. But it does have, again, does have this interior, which is my favorite interior. So that's a plus too. And it's a 6-speed, and it's got, I'm pretty sure it's got like early alert system, and, backup camera obviously too, and all the type of stuff that I really would want to have with it. So let's take a look at it. I'm going to take a drive up there now and, just see what they got to offer. So let's go on a little journey here, huh?
This looks amazing. It's got caramel interior. This thing's been here forever.
No sales. So I wonder if there is a sticker somewhere. I mean, anything saying that about the car. What's this? passed all the inspections. In my light duty. Nothing about the miles. I think there's like 14,000 miles or something like that on it. Listen, this clutch, man, is like, holy crap, compared to really way heavier than the 392, man. I didn't realize that the clutch in my 2011 392 was heavier than the one I have now, but I didn't do nothing like this, man. This thing is like, holy crap. No wonder I hear people complain, especially people who have like Mustangs who try them out and stuff. A little bit of a different finish. Yeah, everything else is pretty much the same. The alert system, all that stuff. How long is it going to take somebody to come out here and talk to me? Seriously. I've been here 20, 25 minutes. Oh man.
I'll need the jump box.
Yeah, I think so.
Yep. You want to get your jump box?
Yeah, please. Thank you.
So issues starting it. The battery been sitting that long. That can only help. A little dusty for sure here. I've known this beforehand, which is cool. This thing is definitely filthy. Sounds good. Well, what do you guys think about that, huh? So I'm back at the house now, obviously. And that was quite a little adventure there, quite a reveal, so to speak. So here's what happened. We went back in, we talked a little turkey and so forth, and I shared some of my impressions about the car, and I'll give you some more details on that in a minute, but let's just say that my first stop after leaving the dealership was to go over to another FCA dealership where a buddy of mine works, just to talk with him and to share him that under the hood video that I took, because as you all saw in that video there a minute ago, the bearings on that Supercharger are not sounding good. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, back in 2015 when the Hellcat was released, and then also into early 16, FCA discovered that there was an issue with the bearings in the Supercharger. And they were basically making this loud noise, and as they were failing. And now they've got a different manufacturer, and apparently it's all been resolved. And if you have a 15 or 16 and it's within that powertrain warranty period, you can go get it taken care of. But though you do want to make sure that you haven't done like major aftermarket stuff to your car, because of course car manufacturers love getting out of warranty work if they can. But anyhow, I heard it, and I didn't know enough about superchargers and that bearing failure sound to be able to recognize it immediately, though I suspected it, so that's why I shot the video. And I went over again to this dealership here, and I couldn't talk to my buddy, but I talked to another dude over there who I've met before, who's got a Hellcat, him and another dude, and they listened, and they were like, yeah, man, that's the problem right there. So that right there is, you know, everything else to the side, that is a primary concern with that car, because there ain't no way in the world I or you or anybody else would be interested in buying a car with which there is a major warranty issue. I'm surprised that the dealership is incompetent enough to recognize that problem and to just put in a claim with FCA and have them taken care of. I'm sure that car would have been gone by now. I'm sure there were people who did what I did, experienced what I did, and recognized the problem and decided to walk away from it. And it's just a damn shame. I don't know what the story is there, and if they call me back, I will ask them. So anyway, what happened at the dealerships after the video cut? So we went back inside, and I was really clear with them, man. You know, I was like, I don't want to do any Foursquare nonsense. Let's just talk about what my situation here is. You know, I've had 4 Challengers. I'm looking, you know, every year or so I trade in, and yeah, man, I'm looking for the next one. And if it's going to be a Hellcat, you know, it's going to be a keeper. You know, I'm not going to be doing this forever. But also understanding where the prices are going with used Hellcats right now, I want a good deal, you know, and a good price. And if this thing has been sitting here for 16 months, right? 16 months, you guys should be willing to go a little below market. And frankly, they're a little bit high too right now, because to be offering $51,000 for a 15 Challenger Hellcat with 10,000 miles, I mean, go into Car Gurus right now, guys, and see what's in your area. And guaranteed, you know, within 200 miles of you, you're going to be able to find probably a half a dozen cars that fit that profile that are under 50,000. Okay, you can find some that are higher miles that are going for mid, even low 40s. And again, like I said in my last couple of videos, you can take it to the bank, man. By the end of this year, you're going to be able to find Challenger Hellcats for under 40,000, underneath 40,000. So basically, I just kind of laid that out, and I'm like, you know, I'm not in a rush. I want to find a good deal, and if you guys want to get rid of this, and if you want to stop paying for the flooring, you know, for this car that you have to do, keeping it here, cut your losses down, man. You know, give me a good price on this thing. You know, provided the car checks out, especially this supercharger bearing thing. So what was interesting is I saw that they are actually very eager to get rid of this. In all my time purchasing cars, I have never seen a dealership move downward so fast. They literally closed the gap by about $5,000 in terms of their asking price and the trade-in that they would value they'd give me for this, by $5,000 in about 10 minutes. I mean, it just closed in really, really fast. And that made me pause for a second and say, okay, they do really want to get rid of this thing. That was really aggressive. And it made me think they're looking, maybe they want to get rid of a problem. Now, I know if you're like me, you see the video, you see the, you know, car's not starting. Okay, the thing's been sitting there, it's cold out, battery, you know, needed a jump. You look under the hood, the thing is filthy. Remember that the Hellcat hood has the heat extractors on each side, as well as the center mounted hood scoop. So if you're wondering what the engine bay looks like after 16 months of just sitting there in a parking lot, you got a really close look there, man. That thing needs to be detailed before a new owner takes delivery of it, absolutely, for sure. So for me, where do I stand on this? Well, one, I didn't get to drive the car. I did ask him about that, and the salesman actually said to me, he's like, yeah, well, usually we don't let people, you know, dealerships usually don't let, like, people drive, you know, Hellcats. And I'm thinking, Yeah, but that's for like a brand new one. I understand you don't want someone going out joyriding it, but this is a used car. If you think I'm buying a used Hellcat and not taking it for a test drive, you're out of your mind. So I mentioned that to him, and he's like, "Well, you know, well, let's see here if this is something you really want to do, and then we'll do that." So what wound up happening, where I kind of left things at, you know, we closed again that gap pretty quickly. They were going to offer me a really good price for my car. I was pretty impressed with them offering to do that, but not enough. I know what I would want to pay, which is marginally more than overall what I paid for this car. And I know I can get it if I'm just patient. So what would have to happen is, number one, price has got to be right. Okay, price has got to be right. They got to come down. They got to be willing to cut their losses and give me the trade-in cost that they said they would give me and drop theirs substantially more. Number two, got to take care of that supercharger issue. Get in touch with FCA, have them, you know, do the warranty work, bang, swap it out, done deal. Won't cost them anything except some a little bit of time and effort. Number three, got to definitely detail that engine bay. Number four, I want to see another full inspection of the car. I saw in the glove box there was that sheet about the inspection. That's all fun and good, but that was a year and a half, almost a year and a half ago, a year and 4 months. I want to see another full inspection of it. Get in there, make sure there's no, just check it out, man. Just run through it and make sure it's all good one last time. And then the last thing would be, I want my wheels. I want to keep my Hyper Black SRT wheels, swap out those satin black Hellcat wheels. And if we can do all that, I will seriously consider it. All right, not a done deal, but I will seriously consider it. I guess what would close the deal for me ultimately would be if all those things happened and we went on a test drive and everything was great with the car. Anyway, guys, hit me up. Let me know what you think, what your impressions were. Let me know especially what you guys are seeing in your areas as far as pricing goes for used Hellcats. So the march is on. Remember, don't be selling yourself short when dealing with dealerships, especially when it comes to a used Hellcat, man, because the ball is in our court right now. Just got to play the hand well, fairly but firmly, all right, and patiently as always. Thanks a lot, guys, for